Do you have people in your life who feel like they're really slow to trust your opinion or your thoughts on something, or like they're always kind of testing you? If so, it might be a lot more about them than it is about you. When people are slow to trust somebody else's opinion or thoughts on something, it's usually because they've thought through whatever the issue is really thoroughly, and they have settled on the right way that they think that variable should be. People like this tend to really like to research things and to dive deep into a subject matter. And because they get such a kick out of like thinking through things thoroughly, what they do is they research something, they think through it really thoroughly, and they settle on what they think is the correct or the best solution, or the best or the correct way to think about whatever that thing is. And once they've settled on that best way, they have a lot of confidence in the conclusions that they've drawn. And so when you disagree with them, their default is to think that you're wrong. And it's not typically like this, I think that I'm smarter than you, or I think that I know better than you. The thought process typically goes something like, well, if you knew what I knew, or if you had these pieces of data or these pieces of the puzzle, then you would also land on this obviously correct conclusion. And a byproduct of that, a result of that, or a consequence of that, is that when you disagree with them, they tend to think that you're wrong. And these people tend to be really slow to ascribe authority or to really trust another person's opinion without there being some reason or validation for them to trust your opinion. And that can be education, it can be experience, it can be the recommendation of somebody else that they really trust. But there typically has to be some reason in their brain for them to categorize you as one who knows. On the upside of this, these people also typically, once they do categorize you as kind of like an authority figure in their lives, or somebody whose opinion they value, then they actually have a lot of trust in what you do have to say. And they tend to value your opinion, at least on that particular thing, a lot. So are they testing you? Well, chances are pretty good that they actually are. And they may not even be aware that they're testing you, but internally, there's probably this process going on of like, do I really trust them? Are they really worth the investment? Because these people also really value the people that they let get close to them. And so they're really choosy. And these people typically don't have a lot of sort of shallow friendships. These people typically have just a few people that they feel really close to and who they're really loyal to. And so before they let you in, the truth is that they probably are testing you a little bit. And again, it's not about whether or not you're smart or whether or not you deserve to be let in or whatever. It's about them and the way their brains work and this natural process that subconsciously goes on inside of them as they're trying to decide how far they're going to let you in. And this entire process isn't evidence that there's something wrong with them. This comes out of their core motivator. These people are motivated by excellence and exactness. That's what drives them. That's what drives their brains. They naturally are looking at things to see how to make them better. And that includes relationships. And they don't want to spend their time on something unless they're going to go all in. When these people think about something, they think deeply about it. They dive deep, they figure it out, and they treat relationships the same way. If they're going to go in on a relationship, they're going to go all in. And so they want to make sure before they do that they really want to do that and that you're somebody that they want to do that with. These people don't do anything casually. If they're not ready to really pursue something, they won't engage with it at all. In fact, they'll just wait until they feel ready to do something about something. And that can be organizing their closet or their garage, or going on a trip, or starting an exercise routine. It's how they approach everything in their life, because their core motivators are excellence and exactness. and they treat relationships the same way. The foundation of what we're talking about actually comes out of somebody's temperament. And temperament, a little bit differently than personality, is the underlying reasons why we do the things that we do. And research has shown literally for decades, and in some cases even for centuries, that temperament doesn't change. There is part of you and part of each of us that is always going to be the same. And that's that underlying reason why we do the things that we do. And in my core model, I call these people E's because E stands for excellence and exactness. If you want to find out what your temperament is, take the free assessment. And if you want to find out whether or not the person that's testing you is an E, if you can, get them to take the assessment as well. By learning these things, you can learn how to more effectively be a healthy you and to work with your natural strengths and weaknesses that are never going to change, by the way, and also learn how to work more effectively with the people around you.